Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about attracting a soulmate. So you want to attract a soulmate. I'm going to give you guys my greatest tips that I've found and that what I don't use myself because I'm not actively attracting a soulmate at this moment. But I want to tell you guys the best tips out there on how exactly to do this. Now, before I start, I want you guys to understand that there are two types of people in this world who say that they want to attract a soulmate. You have the people in team A who say they want to attract a soulmate and they have a very clear idea of what that means, and they have an understanding of the process, and they know what it means to attract a soulmate. Then you have people who just say they want to attract a soulmate, or they're looking for their soulmate, and they just kind of say it as because they want to find love, but they don't really know what it means to be attracting an experience into your life that you have not yet held or had before, or that you may have had and somehow lost, or for some reason you don't have it anymore. But when you're attracting anything, especially a soulmate, but when you're trying to attract someone or an experience into your life, you are using a universal law, the law of attraction. So if you are attracting a soulmate, you are working on manifesting someone into your life, attracting someone into your life using energy, using your mind, using faith, using prayer, whatever energy you think you're using, or power you think you're using to do this, you're using the law of attraction. So there are a couple of mistakes that people make. And I'm talking to women specifically right now in this video, but men might make these mistakes too, but women specifically, I see it all day on Facebook. I hear it all day from ladies in the streets and friends and things like that, family members. But so I'm going to go through my list. As you guys know, I always make a little notepad for myself. I'm going to stick to my notepad because this video is only going to be 5 or 6 minutes long. Okay. So in camp A, the people who are actively attracting a soulmate, I'm not going to separate it by camps. So the first mistake that people make about their soulmate are the details. You are either being way too detailed or you're not being detailed enough. So we all know or have heard of or seen TV shows about the woman, the friend who has her soulmate described and etched out in her mind down to his height, weight, what his fingernails look like, what his breath smells like, all that stuff, where he works, how old he's going to be, all this stuff is etched out. Then on the other camp, you have women who just say, I just want a good man. I want my soulmate to be a good man. Okay. So it's two extremes. And in the middle is that little sweet spot. Now, and I'm not saying that either way is right or wrong. I'm just saying there's a more effective way to do this, an efficient way to do what you're doing. You can keep being super detailed and wait for exactly what you want, or you can keep being very, very general and get, general results. But in that sweet spot, you're just being detailed enough, and you're searching more so for the feeling as opposed to trying to etch out and draw a picture of a person. So the trouble that you run into when you're being too detailed is you are whittling down, whoever you are asking to bring this man to you, whether you're talking to the universe, God, Jesus, whoever you're talking to, you're whittling down their ability, the funnel through which they can bring this man to you, all the potential options that they can bring this soulmate to you. You are funneling it down every time you make a description of what this man's physical appearance will look like, how he dresses, where he works, all this stuff. But you think you're creating something. You think the more detailed he is, the better. And that's great. Like if you are super, super clear and short, that's what you want, fine. Do not let what I'm saying alter you, but I'm just letting you know kind of the hang up with that. You could be, what we're really asking for whenever we're trying to attract anything, a soulmate, money, a job, whatever, we are really trying to attract a feeling, an experience that gives us a certain feeling. When you're trying to attract a soulmate, you want love, you want consistency, you want a spiritual experience. For some of us, we want a leader, a provider, a protector, a partner, a best friend. We're looking for a feeling. And when you start describing the concrete parts that are not actually going to give you a feeling about this man, like you can simply say, as opposed to saying he's 6'9" and he's 250 pounds and he works for such and such a company, you can say, I want a man who is very attractive to me when I look at him. Physically, his physical stature makes me feel like he is powerful, or he carries himself in a way. You see the difference? And as opposed to saying, I want him to be 6'9" and 250 and work here, you can say, I want him to have when I look at him, I want to feel protected, or I want him to make, which when you say you want a man that's a certain height or a certain weight, there's a feeling that you're going after. You're either looking for security, or is it something that's attractive to you, but you don't know everything that's attractive to you because you haven't seen all kinds of men. So when you are searching for, oh my God, I'm already at 5 minutes. When you are asking for more details and for specific details, you are going based off of only what you can picture in your mind. But you have to understand that there are all kinds of men in this world. You may think you know exactly what you want. And if you know exactly to the detail, shoe size and all that stuff, what you want, fine, ask for it. But trust me when I say you are narrowing down the possibilities of this man coming to you and possibly being a different height or having a different job, but this man could still bring you all the feelings that you thought the man that you were etching out to exact detail would bring you. When you're not detailed enough and you say, I just want a good man, well then God, the universe, Jesus, whoever you're praying to or asking for that, will send you good men who are good in different aspects. Like you're not being specific enough. You're not, well, good, what does good mean to you? He can be good at his job. He can be a good love maker. He can be a good listener. He can be a good arguer. Like, what do you want to be good about this man? So you have to find a sweet spot where you're focusing more on the emotion, the feeling that you're going to get when you're with this man, the feelings that you'll be, open and just, that will just come up and bubble up for you naturally when you're around him. And you don't want to be so undetailed that you're just leaving like a vague outline that could be suited by anybody really. Second thing is we either get too invested in the dream of the soul man or we're not invested enough. When you're too invested, it looks like this. You wake up every day and you are actively looking for your soulmate. Today's the day I'm going to find myself with soulmate. Today's the day. I got to dress like this and I got to look like that. And is this my soulmate or is this my soulmate? And you're kind of grilling every guy that you interact with or every man that kind of fits the distraction. You are hunting this person down. That is counteractive. That is counteractive pressure to attracting something. When you're attracting, you are drawing it to you without effort, basically. When you are hunting for something, you are tracking something. You're not attracting, you're tracking it. So it's a whole different energy that's involved. You're either waiting for this God, something higher than you, to bring this man to you, or you're going to actively go out and find him yourself, but you really kind of can't do both. You can't do both. If you're asking God to bless you with something, then you have to just kind of let him do it. He doesn't need your help. He doesn't need you to go out and find it. Like, you just have to let it be what it is. And instead of going out and finding him every day, go out every day and hold yourself in an energy so that when this man passes you, the attraction is there. When you're not invested enough, it's when you get up every day and you just continue being your same old self. So one good thing about Camp A is that they are actively working towards it and actively keeping this thing on their mind and trying to do something to work towards it. So at least they kind of have the right idea. When you're not invested enough and you just wake up every day and say, I want a good man, then usually you have conversations throughout the day with your girlfriends about how bad men are, how there's no good men left, how you might as well sleep with women because, all men are dogs. Or you get on Facebook and you start talking about or liking posts and loving posts that carry the energy that what you're asking for, what you're asking God to give you, and saying in one part of your mind that God is capable and God is good and he can bring me whatever I want and he can move mountains for me. You're saying that with your mouth and with your prayer, but then with your belief all throughout the day, you're carrying an energy that you don't really think the guy is out there. And I don't know how well you know God, but something I know about God is he's going to give you what you expect. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really think he likes it too much when it's not really that he doesn't like it. It's like you're pushing on the gas and pushing on the brake at the same time. So with your thought, you're saying you want this man. And I've talked about this before. So if this sounds familiar, you may have seen it in a video before. With your thoughts, you're pushing the gas and saying, I want a good man. But then with your emotions, with your belief system, you're saying he's not out there. He's not out there. He's not out there. All men are this, all men are that. And so you're pushing on the gas and pushing on the brake, and it kind of doesn't give the universe, God, Jesus, whoever you're asking for this thing, any wiggle room. You're not opening yourself up. You're creating resistance within yourself by saying that he doesn't exist. If you're out there actively looking for yourself, you're creating resistance within yourself that says that you can attract this man to you. So you have to make sure there's consistency within your belief system and that you're not overly invested and not underly invested in this wonderful experience that you're attracting into your life, which is very, very possible. It's a very, very possible thing to do. People attract their soulmates and other things into their life all the time. The next thing is having mixed matched energy. So if you're attracting a man and you say, okay, well, I know how I want him to make me feel. I want him to make me feel loved and I want to feel like this, and he's going to have a sense of humor and he's going to have this and he's going to have that. But then you don't match the type of woman, being the type of woman that a man like that would be attracted to. Like if you're a woman who doesn't like to be joked around with, or you're a woman who doesn't like to be complimented, or you're a woman who, has a grudge towards men, then right now you're gonna, if that's where you are now emotionally, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm sure that you have very good reasons for being that way. But if that's how you are right now, you're gonna have to be accountable and accept where you are now and realize that you're gonna have to make some emotional adjustments. You cannot attract the emotional experience that you want when the emotions that you're sending out are negative, or contradictory. It's that gas break situation at the same time. And then there's the belief system. You have to make sure that whatever it is you're asking for in this soulmate, that you really truly believe that he can exist for you, and that God can bring this person to you. You don't have to believe that you can do it. You don't have to believe that there's anything that you have to do necessarily other than get yourself aligned. Keep your faith aligned, keep your details aligned, keep your investment aligned, keep your energy aligned. Wake up every day and take care of yourself the way you know that your soulmate would want you to take care of yourself. While you're picturing everything that you want him to make you feel, picture how he would want you to make him feel also. Or picture how you would in turn repay those great feelings that he gives you. Because if you think that you can go from being, if you're a bitter woman now, which a lot of women become very bitter because of bad relationships, and that's what gives us the whole idea that we can attract a soulmate. If you're bitter, or you're hurt, or you're wallowing in any sort of self-pity, it's going to be hard to go from that energy to the energy that's willing and ready to accept a soulmate. You have to kind of plow your heart field a little bit and massage it and get any sort of negative stuff out of there. It's not a race. It's not a race. Trust me. And if you're like, no, ain't nobody got time for that, I'm just going to attract, I want a soulmate. So you're going to attract the soul that's attracted to the energy that you're currently carrying. If you're negative, if you're argumentative, if you're just a negative person, you're going to attract the soul that's negative right with you. An energy is only going to attract the energy that it is like. Positive attracts positive, negative attracts negative. Science teaches us that. Bible teaches us that. That's just how it is. So if you currently and I'm not saying that you do, you better than me, but if you currently carry a negative energy with you every day about men, about love, about relationships, about heartache, about being cheated on, about being lied to, Lulu, stop. Lulu! The UPS man just pulled up in front of my house. I've been waiting for a month for my packages that I ordered from this company, and I thought that was them coming today finally. And he's going to the doggone neighbor's house, parked in front of my house. Rude. I want to talk to his manager. I want to sue. I'm calling the police. But anyway, okay, getting back into my positive mind space. Just understand that whatever energy you're attracting to, you're holding with you today. If you don't know what kind of energy that you're holding with you today, ask yourself some questions. How do I feel about love? Do I feel good about love when I first think about it? How do I feel about relationships? How do I feel about even getting involved in a relationship today? How would I act if I met my soulmate today? Am I carrying myself in a way that if my soulmate were attracting me, he would recognize my energy because he's building me out of the same sort of energy that I hope, that I'm going to recognize him by. I'm going to recognize him by him making me feel this way. Well, how is he going to recognize me? Like, you can't think of how he's building you, so to speak, but just try to match the energy that you want him to give to you. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to also start feeling those things for yourself as well. Like, don't wait until you get your soulmate in order to be happy. Don't wait until you get your soulmate in order to start treating yourself better. Don't wait until you get your soulmate to buy yourself nice things. You have to find ways, even while you're waiting, to treat yourself good. Because if you don't treat yourself good, well, I ain't no point in looking nice if I don't have a soulmate. And my soulmate isn't coming today, so there's no point in me getting dressed up. It's not that you're getting dressed up to attract your soulmate. You're getting dressed up to remind yourself, number one, that you're worth it, that you're beautiful, and so you can feel good. It's part of building up a positive energy. So take care of yourself. Find out what it is you really want to attract in this man. What feelings, why his stature matters, if his stature matters, how much money he makes to you matters, if that's what matters to you. Not saying that it shouldn't matter. If that's something that is a requirement for you, let that be a requirement. But you need to understand why you're asking for it. What feeling is it that you want to get from that? And then try to start feeling those feelings before the man gets to you. That's how you really attract. You have to feel it first, and then you attract that thing to you. If you wait for the thing to come in order to feel it, that's the long way around. So That is my 2 cents on how to attract your soulmate, what to do and what not to do. Hopefully you learned something from this video. If you learned something and you got something out of it, give me a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button down below. We are almost at 1,750 subscribers on my Conscious Love channel. And I appreciate you all to the max. More life, peace, love, and abundance to you all. Later.